This man accidentally had his eyes scratched by antique fragments blown open by the explosion and fainted instantly after he woke up. He found himself lying in the hospital with his eyes covered in gauze, but he seemed unaware of it himself. As a result, a miraculous thing happened. His gaze was able to penetrate the gauze. He even saw the nurse across from him through the wall, which scared him. He quickly returned to the ward and tore off the gauze. At this moment, the doctor came in and looked up. Through his mask, he saw a mole on the doctor's face. He asked the doctor to take off his mask, and upon verification, it turned out to be exactly what he had seen. Afterwards, a friend came to see him with fruit. He picked up an apple and his pupils turned golden. He even saw a bug inside the apple, and when he bit it open, there was actually a bug. The man confirmed that he had X-ray vision and was subsequently discharged from the hospital. The next day, the man came to the antique market and saw a black gourd at a glance. He activated his X-ray vision and discovered that it was a precious antique with a reddish tint all over its body. He asked the shop owner for the price, and the shop owner thought it was a regular gourd, only $600. Just after the deal was made, a short-haired girl suddenly rushed out and said she was also interested in this black gourd. The bearded man next to him asked the man to directly quote a price in order to please the beautiful woman. The man refused, and Brother Beard directly offered $50,000, stating that it was just a black gourd and making the man accept it. When he saw it. This moment, the man's teacher appeared, who was a history professor with a prestigious reputation in the antique world. After taking the gourd and examining it with a magnifying glass, the teacher repeatedly waited and offered to pay $100,000. Brother Beard sneered that this black gourd was not worth 100,000 yuan, but the teacher retorted that it was red. Seeing that everyone didn't believe it, the teacher asked the boss to fetch tung oil and fine sandpaper and lightly wipe them a few times. The gourd, which was red all over, appeared. It was actually a 3-inlaid gourd from the Guangxu period. The original shop owner felt regretful upon seeing this scene and wanted to spend $600,000 to buy it back. However, the bearded man next to him directly offered $800,000, which made the shop owner so angry that he turned around and left. The man who tasted the sweetness returned to the antique market the next day. This time, the man's gaze fell on the plate used by the boss to store garbage. He activated his X-ray vision and discovered that it was an old antique with history. Directly negotiating with the boss offered $800,000. After some negotiation, the price dropped to $590,000. The man's friend felt that the price was too high and hesitated, but the man confidently promised that the highest auction price for the real antique could reach $4 million. The two of them bought this plate directly. The two of them showed the plate to the man's teacher for a look, and the teacher immediately recognized that it was a spliced antique. The center base of the plate was indeed a historical antique, but the edges of the plate were indeed patched up later. This kind of trick was specifically aimed at deceiving those who were only partially knowledgeable but self-righteous. A man's friend wants to return the item, but the rule in antique shops is to pay for the goods and not investigate the wrong love, which teaches the man a lesson from buying. After returning home at night, the man deeply reflected on himself and decided to study hard, relying on his strength to find the real antique.